All right, guys, welcome to the first deal review drive, or I forgot what I called this video, but the idea of the video or the broadcast is to record a conversation with me and Elijah, reviewing some prospective deals that we're looking at to take down, and it's an opportunity to we have like a very interesting conversation as we look at deals, and we figured, you know what, let's share it with everybody, and see where it goes. No idea what's gonna come out of it, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Give us feedback, or press the like button if you like it. Give us comments and feedback in regards to the conversation. If you have questions that come up and things like that. Elijah, you want to add anything?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? First of all, Nick Tang this is Beamer time with Nick Tang. All right, that's what we're gonna call it.
Okay, that's what it's called. I'm gonna change
Beamer time with Nick Tang. You guys got me. I'm here in the basement in Jersey City, and we're about to run through these. Just got a new plant. It's a bamboo plant. Loving this, adding some life to, my space. Got a money tree over here that's blossoming like crazy. All about that money, baby. Let's get it.
It looks like a small tree.
It starts small. Okay, that's the thing about this. It builds over time. You know this. Come on.
But didn't you have one that was a baby?
No.
And it didn't make it?
First time. I had a snake plant that didn't make it, but this is wrapped.
Oh, okay.
We're doing great so far.
Okay. That's good. Good stuff.
Yeah. The plants, they need watering. They need energy. They need investment. Just like the marketing, just like running these deals. So we doing it. We just professional gardeners. That's all we are. We just out here gardening. So Nick, this is Beamer time with Nick, and you got gardener Elijah here. We're ready to get it. Let's go.
All right, so let's start with the deals we're looking at.
All right, so up first, first and foremost, I think we should say that there's been a lot of inventory coming up as of recently. I know over the past few years, people have been like, oh, there's no deals. I will say over the past week and a half, I've probably been looking at anywhere from 2 to 5 potential deals a day. Just whether it's deals coming out of contract because the buyers couldn't perform or due to not being able to finance. I've had people that are, motivated, distressed sellers that really just want to get out of their situation now, whether that's through a short sale strategy or someone just looking for a quick sale. So inventory does seem to be increasing drastically at the moment, which is good for, us. And so at the moment, we have two families in Paterson, New Jersey. These are up in the north side of Paterson. So a little bit of like a higher income area of Paterson, kind of. It says each of the units are 1,800 square feet. So once again, it's
each of the units?
It's two family
building.
No,
so each of the building is 1,800 square feet.
Correct.
Okay.
Each building is 1,800 square feet, which means each unit is about 800, 900 square feet. And they have them 2 beds, 1 bath per unit. And so in terms of the numbers, there's no parking here. In terms of the numbers, the wholesaler is asking $250 per property. So there's 2 properties. So in total, he's asking $500 for, in essence, 4 units.
They're next to each other?
Right next door to each other, exactly.
Okay.
We just got a 4-unit in Jersey City for $580. So we have this 4-unit here in Paterson for $500. A little bit cheaper, but let's go over a little bit more of the numbers. The taxes on each of the buildings are roughly around $7,250. One of them $7,000, the other one's $7,500. So I just took $7,250, which puts us right around $1,500 a year. What's that?
$15,000 a year.
Yeah, I'm sorry, $15,000 a year. So we got a $250 purchase price. We got $1,500 taxes, $50 a month, and the rent for 2 beds, 1 bath in Paterson on average is around $1,600 for average rents. There's higher ones for $17,000, $18,000, but you got to have washer and dryers in the units. Got to have HVAC, heating and cooling. So just better to have the $1,600 market rents at the calculation. And overall, I mean, I think they're pretty decent deals. possibly get in a flip, depending on what price you can purchase for. As Nick and I were speaking, he was kind of stressing how Patterson higher taxes, so that might hurt the cash flow a little bit. But got any other questions about it? Want to go over?
Yeah, what kind of finish is it for 1,600 rent? Is it granite countertop? Is it new bathroom, new kitchen, or is that standard?
No, it's
Or
more of like,
has it shaped?
it's more of like a great finish. So for us, it was lamp, have granite countertops. I guess based off what I've been seeing, the numbers don't seem to be that huge of a difference between the countertop. It's more of the amenities associated in the kitchen. So, but yeah, it's more rental grade finishes for the kitchen, and as well as like an update.
So it's rental grade and not like decked out kitchen. What if we decked it out? What do you think we could rent it for?
I think those are as like 2-bed Patterson in this neighborhood of Patterson, in this area of Patterson.
Yo, I can't hear you at all.
Mic check. You can hear me? Mic check.
Yeah. No, what did you say? What did you just say?
I said 16. If we deck it out, it's going to be around 1,800. So if we're going to spend more, have more amenities, nicer finishes, it would be 1,800 rents in this area of Patterson.
Okay, let's say we deck it out. How much do you think that's gonna cost?
So I think there's two different types of rehab for a project like this. If you want to have a rental grade finish and just kind of do the bare minimum, you probably might have some more maintenance issues down the road, or things that are gonna break and you might have to send someone out to fix them. I think you can spend anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 to get it in the rental grade condition. If you want to spend more money, have nicer finishes, renovate like absolutely everything, we're going to be pushing closer to $100,000 per property. So we're talking about a $40,000 to $50,000 difference for the renovations per property.
I couldn't hear the second half of what you said.
If we want to really finish it nicely, like we're probably talking $100,000 renovations. It's like 50 or 60 for rental grade, or it's like $100,000 to have absolutely everything updated.
Is that for both buildings or just one?
For each building.
Okay, so it's 100,000 addition for each building.
Per property, correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means 500 plus 200. So we're gonna be in it for 700 to make an additional $200 a month or $400 a month, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, not 400, 800 because it's 4 units.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Not sure that makes sense. And the rehab right now, buying it for 500 is 100,000.
Correct. Total for both you. Yeah.
Okay. And so if you want to go the extra mile, then it's an additional 100, which makes it a total of 700,000. Take it down.
Correct.
Okay.
And the only benefit of doing the higher renovation, you have a lot more money stuck in it, which is why it doesn't really make sense. But it's more of the maintenance stuff, because if you're going to spend the more money, you're going to take care of all of the potential maintenance issues. Therefore, you won't have to send anybody out, which would save you time in the long run. But that's of course assuming you're going to buy at $500,000.
Right. Yeah.
And I should probably say another interesting note about the purchase price, unless you have another specific question.
No, finish what you got to say.
So what I was going to say, the seller was actually under contract. This is a wholesaler, someone that we personally know, and he was under contract with a buyer who was going to buy with hard money, and then they literally canceled at the last minute. So they canceled the contract at the last minute, and now he just opened it back up because he needs a buyer that can close ASAP, because the seller's like, why are you guys dragging out this thing to close? And the seller has no idea the wholesaler is actually signing the contract. So he's like kind of really motivated. And he shared with me that, he had 2 offers on the table, one at full ask of 500, but it's hard money. But he had another offer at 465, which was cash. He's willing to accept that because the cash faster. Already, he's like $35,000 he's willing to drop just to get the transaction done. So there's motivation here.
I mean, if he already has an offer for cash, why don't he take it?
Because I don't think he knows how to
What do
work
you
with
think that's just?
the
He doesn't know how to work with what?
the seller to get another 30 days. Hard money takes you can get it fast. Average buyer with close.
Elijah, let me ask something. Can you hear me perfectly
I can, yes.
when I talk?
Yes.
Because I'm trying to figure out if it's my connection or your connection that's having issues.
I have 3 bars.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect.
Nick.
Have my communication broken down for you?
Give me 1 second. Let me go outside and see if it's me.
I'm not saying it's an issue. I'm just trying to identify who has the issue, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, we can make it. This is like our first run, so it's gonna be rough.
All right, how's it?
Probably by like the. Seems better.
I got 4 bars out here.
All right, let's try it now. Okay, so what were you saying? You saying the seller is motivated? He got an offer for 460. You know, you said that he doesn't know how to close with them or something.
Well, the wholesaler just got he's got 2 offers, one at 500, which was full ask for both of the properties, and then the other one's at 465, but it's a cash offer and is willing to close quicker. And he's kind of preferring the cash offer because he's been under contract for like a month and a half with the previous buyer, but the previous buyer just backed out. Who I guess the hard money lender said they were going to finance it.
Okay, but you said what's his issue? Why doesn't he just go with them?
With the new $500,000 offer?
The cash buyer.
Oh well, he's considering it. The thing is, he's making $35,000 less. So.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so it's not that he didn't know how to close. It's just less than what he wanted to make.
Yeah, a lot less.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the market's changing, so he has to deal with it. I mean, to be honest, I'm not even sure if 465 is a good deal for us. What do you think?
No, I mean, if its cash flow numbers doesn't, I still don't think it makes sense at 465, just because the taxes are so high in Patterson.
Right. Yeah, and those taxes are also based off of the prior sale price.
Mm-hmm.
The tax basis is off the prior sale price. Like once we buy it, tax.
You hear, Nick?
You know what I mean?
Nick, you hear? Okay.
I think so. How much is the cash flow on it? How much is the cash flow on it?
Well, at $1,600 per unit, talking $3,200 gross. We're gonna have taxes at $600 a month. We're gonna have insurance at another $150 a month. Insurance on the mortgage is going to be like, I think it was $200 or $300. It's around $1,800 a month at 6%. And you said rates are at 7% now, so rates went up. So we got 18 and 6 is like, what is that? 24 plus another 200, so we're at 2,600. For the hard expenses, that's not including any maintenance, vacancy, or management, and then it's 3,200 gross. So 3,200 minus the 2,600 for the hard expenses.
Okay. So that's $600 a month.
Yeah.
It's about $300 a door.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at a purchase price of what? $465?
That's at the 500.
Oh, okay. But even if we buy at $465, we gotta put in $50,000 renovated, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's no different than 500.
No, like the same. $30,000
Okay.
difference.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like it's not that bad now that I hear it. Our biggest issue is that we don't really have a team in Patterson, right? How far is Patterson from Jersey City?
I mean,
You know,
it's like
are you
30,
been? Are
35.
you?
Yeah, I've been there about 30, 35 minutes.
Do you think Ruben? Do you think Ruben? Do you think Ruben would go there?
We would have to have that conversation with him. I know he's looking to grow right now. Oh,
He's looking at what?
he's
Oh,
looking to
grow.
grow. Yeah, he's got a lot more people that are like starting to work with him. And for those of you guys who know, Ruben is our management maintenance guy who takes care of like everything. Like one of the best contractors out
Thinking, yeah, I mean, it sounds better now that I'm hearing it. So you want to see this property?
there. No, I wanted to view it yet. Just ran all the numbers through
Okay,
pictures, the walkthrough and stuff like that.
gotcha. Thinking. And is there an oil tank?
Yeah, so there is an oil tank in the backyard. So my question for you is like, when it comes to cash flow properties, right? It's like, how much of a concern is an oil tank? 'Cause, I mean, we've heard stories of people who love to buy cash flow oil tank properties because they're going to keep them over 30 years, and by that time, the oil tank will easily have been paid for. So, what are your thoughts on buying oil? I mean, in particular, this deal that we have on the table. What are your thoughts on buying with the oil tank in the backyard as a cash flow property?
Well, it doesn't matter if you buy it cash or money, whatever, right? Like if you buy it cash, you're not gonna have to pull the tank. But when you refinance, you might have to. And if the bank that you work with doesn't ask for it, the bank um, that you do portfolio loan into or refinance down the future, might ask for it. And so what I'm trying to say is like you can get away with it with not having to pull it, but eventually one of the banks is going to ask for it, and if not the bank, um, whoever you sell the deal to down the road, they're going to ask for it. So with that said, for me, I think it's a standard procedure that we just pull, because the last thing we want to deal with is having a tank that's actually leaking. Plus, I think this is Patterson, right? Patterson has a flood area, right? So I don't know
Yeah,
how far this is from the flood area, and if it's leaking and it's in a flood area, that's like a big, build that you can end up having to deal with.
yeah.
So yeah, it's like I mean, if it was like the high point of a property, like of the town, then I could consider not being as worried with leaking oil tanks. But I don't know if it's a low point, high point. Plus, there's gonna be a lot of deals coming on the table soon, so it's not like this is the only deal that we have on the table that we can look. That it's like we have to take something down. You know what I mean?
So
I
hypothetically,
like it.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's sounding better now that I'm hearing it over and over. What were you about to say?
I was just saying, like hypothetically speaking, if there really is going to be a lot of inventory that pops up, because I mean, you've been investing for years. You started back during the last, the crisis when it happened in 08, 09, 010. Like the amount of inventory that came up, how do you even know which ones to buy? Because aren't there like so many opportunities? Like, is it just buy them all regardless, or is it like only buying based off a specific dollar, buying based only off if the numbers make sense? Like, how do you know which ones to buy when there's so much inventory available?
Well, we're in like a market where it's kind of falling. It's not falling hard yet. It's kind of falling. So it's a softening market, right? So the way I'm looking at it is, look, if it makes sense, buy it. But it has to make sense, like it has to do what you want it to do. Like, for me, I like to have the properties making at least $300 to $500 a door after all expenses, right? That's excluding management and vacancies. because these properties are just too small to account for those things. And then, so this kind of does it. This kind of does like 300 a door, right? So, because each building has 2 units, so it's a total of 6 times, and then there's 2 buildings, so it's 600. Is it 600? Yeah, 600 plus times 2, so that's 1,200. So it makes a decent amount of cash flow where if things break, the money's there, the cash flow's there to cover it. But it has to make a lot of sense. Like it has to, I gotta be able to pull the tank. I'm not, I don't have this would be like my first property in Patterson, so it's kind of like it has to be really good for me to go there.
Mm-hmm.
It's 30 minutes from where we have a majority of our stuff, so it's out of the way for our guy. So, it sounds better, but I would prefer it if it was making like $500 a door versus 300.
Right.
So let's figure out how to make it. Is it possible?
Well, I was going to ask you, regardless, before we get into negotiating the purchase price and stuff, buying right now, cash flow properties at 7% interest rates, what's the advantage to doing that? Are you going to be able to refinance later to where it's cheaper? Because if you can do that, then you can increase cash flow. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, down the road, down the road, if we buy it now and I would say 2 years out, we can refinance. It'll be cheaper. The rates will lower. It'll probably go down to 4.5. And so at that point, we would make a total of 500 a door. So
yeah,
at that point, it definitely makes sense. So it's kind of it's a game. It's a game of okay, do you have the money to take it down now, or because if you have cash, you can take it down with cash. It's very cheap, meaning you don't have to pay points, you don't have to pay closing costs, or not so much for closing costs. And because of that, when you do the refi, you're not burning as much money as if you do it with hard money, taking it down, and then a month or a year, 2 years out, you gotta refi again, and then so it's a game of, if you have cash, I think it's available. It's a great opportunity to take down, and then wait out a year, 2 years, rates drop.
So would you just keep the money tied up for the next year or 2 years in it, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's up to you.
Ideally, over the next 2 years.
For all we know, let's assume that it's only 2 years. If it's 2 years, you have to ask yourself, our other price is going to go down. Other opportunities are going to pop up. I think other opportunities are going to pop up, right? So what I would do, if anything, is I would buy cash, and then I would just refinance for 6 months, regardless of the fact that rates are high. I would just refinance, take out my money, and then use that money to acquire more properties that pop up, or if not cheaper, And then once the market rate drops to a reasonable number, like 4.5, even 5, then you would refinance into the long-term capital.
So ultimately, that's the greatest strategy, because even if rates continue to go up, if you have it locked in at 7, 6.5, you're still at a cheaper number than if they go up. And even if it goes down, you can still refinance later to an even cheaper rate. So it's regardless if the number makes sense, it still kind of makes sense just to buy.
Yeah, it actually does. Now I'm talking to you about it.
See what happens when you spend time with Elijah? Come on, baby. Come on.
Yeah, I don't like to say guys like I'm you. All right, let's go to the next deal. What else we got?
All right, so we got another one. So this one's an actual 4-family in Sussex, New Jersey. I know, Nick Tang, you guys started off in the Sussex County markets, right, back in the day?
Right.
Yeah, so we got a 4-family over in Sussex. Believe it or not, this seller actually, he's the direct seller. He owns it himself. He came to our club probably 3 years ago. So it's a 4-family. He's asking $399 for it right now. Now the thing is that two of the units are 1 bed, 1 bath. The third unit is a 2 bed, 1 bath, and then the fourth unit is a I think 3 bed, 2 bath. There's kind of a wide range of mix there.
What town is it in?
It's in Sussex, the actual town of Sussex.
Oh, okay. So Sussex in Sussex County or something like that?
Yeah, correct. I believe they call it like Wantage
What's the
or something.
taxes?
The taxes on it. I didn't get it. The taxes are on my notes inside. I don't have the taxes at the moment.
You don't remember, do you?
There's better service out here, but I do remember the rental numbers, and I remember the motivation, because I didn't get to review the motivation with the seller with you, which is interesting to do, especially with everyone on. So he's asking $399, but he's in a bad partnership. So here's where things get interesting. He's the only one on the title, but he's just wanting to get out of it. His partners won't even let him put it on the market. So he's like wants to just get out completely. Can you hear me now, mic check? Can you hear me? So he's just in he's in a bad partnership where, he just wants to get out. His partners won't let him list it based off the agreement that they signed together. So he has to sell it off market. One unit's vacant. The 2 bed, 1 bath is vacant. And then the 3 bed, 2 bath, which is the biggest money maker out of all the units, obviously, biggest bedroom, that tenant is being evicted right now. So not only does he have like bad partners on it that like kind of don't even want him to like exit, but he also has 2 units that are going to, in essence, be vacant and are non-paying. So there's like a lot of motivation for him wanting to just exit. And I'm pretty sure he has debt on it. I didn't get to figure out like how much he owes and stuff, because I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts on maybe doing a subject to on a property like this, if the numbers made sense for it?
Yeah, my 100% sense. I'm down. I mean, I also got to figure out what the potential gross income is.
So I got those numbers together. I was looking at
what do you think it is?
I was looking at an average. Like I was seeing numbers for like 11 to 1,200 for 1 bedrooms in this town, but that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, in Jersey City, we're getting 12, 13, 1,400 for 1 beds. Why in Sussex, New Jersey, would we also be getting 11, 1,200? Have you thought about that at all? Have looked at those numbers?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't do anything in Sussex County. It's far. I know I grew up there, or at least lived there for like 5 years. I mean, I'm thinking, like, I know we got Mario there, and we can rely on him to manage stuff for us. But I'm thinking like 400,000 is 400,000 mortgage payments. Gonna be like what, like 24, 25, 2,600. Yeah, at 7%, right? And what do you think the taxes are? Like 8,000?
I mean, yeah, I don't know how high they are in Sussex. I've never really looked into Sussex that much. I didn't get to pull the numbers on the taxes.
But you did pull it before, right?
Well, they're in there on my report. So I just don't have service down there.
Let's say it's
Let's
say if it's $1,000 a month. Let's say it's $1,000 a month, right? So it's 12,000. Let's overestimate, and then if it works at high estimate, it will give it better at low estimate, right?
Of course.
So if it's $1,000 a month, and then our mortgage payment is like 2,600, so that's already 3,600, right? And then insurance,
$200 a month.
So $200 a month. So we're at 3,800. So does this thing make more than $3,800 a month?
Yeah. So the 1 bedroom, I'm calculating those as like a worst case rental grade finish at $1,000 a month. There was 2 of those, so that's $2,000. We had the 2 bedroom, 1 bath. I was calculating that at $1,200 a month. Rental grade finish is very basic. Laminate flooring. There's no microwave in there. We only provide range and refrigerator. That's it. No washer and dryer. So very basic renovations here. $1,200 for the 2 bedroom. So that's $2,000 plus $1,200 is $3,200, and then a 3 bed, 2 bath I was seeing around $1,600 as a rental grade finish. So $3,200 plus $1,600 is $4,800 a month.
Okay, so you're clearing
And all
about $1,000.
Yeah, and then all my numbers are like very conservative as well for the rental numbers.
Really? It's conservative? 1,600 is conservative?
For the 3-bed, 2-bath, yeah, I mean, because we're doing basic rental grade renovation, so it obviously all those numbers could be higher if we want to spend a little bit more money for renovations.
What do you think the rehab is?
So I was told that like it's ready to be rented out.
Do you have photos of it? Have you seen it?
I haven't personally went and saw it yet. I saw a few of the pictures. It looks like it's in decent condition, but obviously we want to do a full walkthrough once we have
It's
an
like
offer.
rental grade condition?
Yeah.
Is it rental grade condition?
Yep.
He's asking $400,000 for this.
$399.
How long has he been trying to sell it?
He actually was with a brokerage, and then this is where he kind of formed, like this is where the partnerships formed with the people that helped him kind of acquire it, was with the broker that he was with, and he left that brokerage like almost a year ago. So he's been trying to like slowly exit it over the past year, but now he's finally at a point where he can finally like start signing papers. He just can't put it on market, so he's got to try and move it off market due to the agreement that he has with the old partners.
Is it because like they helped him find a deal or something, and then
Correct.
they have to resell it for them, or else he has to sell it himself somehow?
Yep, or something along those lines.
Hey, can you look up to see what he bought it for?
Yeah, I could. I won't be able to pull that data up right now, but I can when we get off here.
Because if we can figure that out, we can make a offer, or I mean, depending on how motivated he is, because he's gonna have to start. He's gonna be losing two units of income per month, right?
Exactly.
So he's gonna have to be coming out of pocket soon for deals. Get a deal.
Yeah.
How long has he been trying to sell it, you think?
Well, I know he's been trying to exit it's not even the property that he's trying to exit. He's trying to exit his partnership with these people, and this is the last thing that he has holding him on. He already left the brokerage with them. Like, this is the last thing. So regardless of how long, he's extremely motivated, and he's been trying to exit all this over the past year.
How many people are on title? Who's on title?
Just him, only him.
Are there other people on title too?
They are not, as what he has said.
Okay, but he still can't list it.
Correct. Based on the agreement that he has with them, is that he's not allowed to list it at all.
Yeah. Okay. Ideally, this property is really far from us. I would like to make a lot more than $1,000 a month on 4 doors. I mean, $2,000 per month would be ideal, but let's see what. Why don't you? We gotta look up how much you bought it for, and see if we can give him like $20,000 to take over the property or something.
Yeah, and then like the taxes as well, right?
What happened?
Because we're also calculating $1,000 a month for taxes for a 4-unit in Sussex. That's
yeah, that's true.
You know?
So you should review that. You should review the taxes. You should review. You should review the taxes, and then we'll see. I mean, his mortgage payments could be really reasonable too. So depending on what it is, we can give him more money to take it over.
Yeah, exactly. Just take over the mortgage payments and give him some cash now. Call it a day.
Yeah, we'll take title subject to. Yeah.
And I'm sure Mario would be great to.
But that could be a deal. That could be a deal if numbers make sense.
And Mario can manage it for now. We can get more units over there, and then finally put like a real official team together. And Mario's capable of handling it anyway.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm out here in the streets.
There's like wind.
I'm out here in the streets.
Yeah, the streets of Jersey City.
Come on, man. Catch me in Jersey City, fam. Let's go. But no, I was saying Mario can manage the building. He'll be able to do that just fine, and we can start to build a whole portfolio over there. There's going to be a lot. Imagine there's going to be a lot of deals. When you got started back in 08, 09, like, how many deals were there in Sussex versus, like, the surrounding towns? Was there, like, a lot in that county?
There was a lot. There was a lot of subject twos. I think everybody was, like, on board with it. Mm-hmm. So this could be one of them. This could be the start. This sounds like actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
My
we just
biggest
got to
concern is
verify.
like the one unit, because I think the one bedroom. I mean, because I think the rent is high for one bedrooms there, for 1,000. But did you run comps on the rental, or how'd you get the rent?
Yes, the rental meter and the Zillow. I do know he currently has the one bedrooms rented at $850 and $950 right now.
Okay.
So I was giving market rent, but the 2 one bedrooms are rented at $850 and $950, which is $1,800. When I have those calculated at $2,000.
Okay, so from now on, you got to give me the market rent, but then you also got to give me the rent that's going out for.
Correct.
Like that's being rented out.
Yeah.
So that way I know what the difference is, and that way I would know like if it's even possible. Do you know what he rented the two bedroom and the 3 bedrooms out for?
No, the 3 bedroom was rented for I think $1,450, and it was like a tenant that he's had for a few years, but they went bad roughly about a year ago when he started the eviction process. Then, but he's still going through with the eviction as we speak.
Okay. By the way, I don't know if you realize, but like every estimate that you gave me in terms of what market rent is, that what he's currently renting it out for is $200 less.
Correct.
And so, like, assuming that we're gonna buy it and take it over at the current prices, right, at the current market rent, we wouldn't really be making any money.
Correct.
And I would talk to him about that, about how at the price that he's selling to us at, we wouldn't make any money, especially with mortgage rates the way it is too. Like, we wouldn't make any money on it. Like, I don't know what his mortgage rate is. Maybe his mortgage rate is 500. 5%, and it's 5%, and he's down with us taking it over for like at least 5 years. Then we can actually maybe do a better price.
Right.
But at the current asking price and current rate, we wouldn't make any money.
Yeah. So, bedroom 1 bath is vacant, and then he said the 3 bed 2 bath, he's gonna have delivered vacant, but he can't. I don't think he can guarantee that yet because they're still going through the eviction. But he said he'll have more info after Tuesday.
Okay. I think we're pretty good. I think this first call is good. I don't think we have to do another deal. I think I'm gonna rewatch the video to see how our connection or whatever problems we have came up, and try to make the next call a little bit better. Maybe we can do the next call tomorrow.
Sound like a plan to me. We'll have more deals tomorrow. So.
All right, man. So we'll talk more tomorrow. Guys, if you guys enjoyed it, give us comments, give us a like, and if you guys have questions, post your questions in the comment, and then I'll look at it later tonight and reply. Elijah, you want to say anything else?
Show some love for the Afro man out here in the streets. If you guys got any deals that you want to sell or any help you need in Jersey, hit up ElijahSellsNJ@gmail.com. We can help you with anything you need in New Jersey, Philadelphia, or New York. We love y'all. Peace.
All right, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed it.